Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Brandon Berg. Um, I really want to jump into the fun facts of history, and I really want to, break it down with the discussion of the Lowry War in North Carolina. I think in the Robertson County, it's kind of like going towards where Asheville, North Carolina is at, is around that area. Kind of like going towards like the Blackfoot, like the Black Hills, something like that near the Appalachian. Um, Somewhat heading towards the Smoky Mountains area. But yeah, I really wanted to really shine a light about the Lowry War. It was actually a band of a very multicultural, very multi-racial group. It was consist of like Native American, Black people, mixed, biracial people, and I think they had like one white guy that was joined in the band as well. And they basically declared an all-out war on the Confederate and the white establishment in North Carolina. Um, like I said, the war went. I think it started from like before and during and after the Civil War. I think it ended. I think it lasted for almost 10 years. It started in like 1860, 61, 62, and it ended all like I think it ended like around 1872. So it was a span of like 10 years, and so forth and so forth. Like I said, it really the start of the confrontation was really about it was a man that led the Lowry gang. His name was Henry Lowry. He was a Lumdi. You know what I'm saying? So Lumdi is actually a designated tribe, but it's a native tribe. It's a native tribe, but it's a tribe of basically a multi-racial people. A lot with black and native, and you have some that was black and native and white ancestry. So you had a lot of multiracial people in this tribe. That's a Lumdi. Um, some of them also got a little bit of ties to the Seminoles. Some of them do got ties to Cherokee. But then, like I said, they became their own self-identified tribe, and they're recognized. The 500 Nation Council, they actually recognized the Lumdi as a designated, recognizable Native American tribe. So that's a big look. But yeah, he was part of that, but he was definitely really against white supremacy. He fought white supremacy. He's actually what they would designate people that was multiracial and biracial in certain part of the country was called free person of color, and that was more really designated to people that was like biracial or multiracial. So you will be deemed as a free person of color at that time, but they were still treated um, very, very harshly. They were looked upon as a threat. Uh, they were also like to blame for a lot of past slave rebellion during that time in North Carolina and so forth. So it was it was a lot of animosity and a lot of hostility towards the Lumdies, or I would say free person of color, free people of color. Um, but they were also forced labor going on at that time, and the Confederate actually forced them to allow their military projects and buildings and structure, and so forth. Um, so they were very mistreated out during that time. Well, like I said, the war really started when the killing of his father and his brother. You know what I'm saying? It was basically a land dispute. Their neighbor was trying to um, basically try to, you know, call, try to take, I think, try to take some land and accuse them of taking some land from him. So it was a huge confrontation. Um, I think actually ended up killing the guy. And so when the Confederate police and everything, they were like they were basically called the guards, the Confederate guards and stuff, the home front guards, because I think they called the home guards, something like that. They when they came to investigate and they searched the house, they found firearms. Now at that time, like black people and slaves, free people of color was also not allowed to own firearms. And to them, if they find that you're basically a black person or mixed person, but you still got African ancestors and you own firearms, they will look upon that as treason, and you can actually be executed. They will execute you if you have firearms, if you was a melanated person. So they basically what they did. They found firearms and they end up killing. They execute. Well, they killed them, but they execute both his dad and his father. That's what set him off, and he started this long decade war with him. Now I ain't gonna lie, they raided many plantations. They freed a lot of slaves. They were bringing a lot of food, clothes to a lot of people that was a lot of the poor, because the area where they Robinson County at that time it was a community, but it was a very poor community. So when they were raiding, they were stealing, but they were giving back to the poor. So it was like a Robin Hood effect that they had. Um, Very effective guerrilla style warfare that they did. Um, they killed numerous people. They killed one of the heads of the KKK there. I remember the guards, the Confederate guards. I think they held their wives captive, and I remember Henry wrote them a letter, and he told them that he demanded them to free all their wives or face all out slaughter. And I think within I don't know, I think a couple months or so like that, they were free. It was like that was in 1872. That was like the last. Um, that was kind of like the last year of the Lowry War of the conflict. But yeah, they actually sent a letter to them, and the Confederate people actually released all their wives, untouched, unarmed, everything. Um, and that was pretty cool. That was pretty very courageous, very 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 bold, but very determined and straight to the point. But yeah, it was they were actually the Lowry game was what they call them the Lowry game. I really just call them the Lowry uh, militia. I just call them a militia more than a gang, but or I call them a band because they were really, I mean, really um, I just call them the band. 'Cause, indigenous that's what they when they raid they do bands. So, but I think for the 10 years raid and resistance that they had with the white establishment was, I think, it's astonished. I mean, it was remarkable that they stand up to white supremacy, especially at that time during the Confederate and at that time period, and was successful with it, very successful. Um, but yeah, North Carolina, he's a legend. The Lowry band is a legend. They actually have um, historic landmarks of its own. The area where they did a lot of the raids, and they have areas and placards that let you know where was the raids that were and where the members, the band members lived, and so far and so forth. But they're considered mythical legends. Henry never, I mean, he disappeared. They say he disappeared, um, and he was never really caught. He was never caught. None of the members were caught. They basically fought. They killed numerous people in the white establishment. They fought the Confederate. Um, they even I think at one time they even fought some of the Cherokees because I knew the Cherokees were allies to the Confederate. A lot of people in the Cherokee Nation, they own slaves, and they still want to maintain their alliance with the Confederate and also keeping their slaves. So they fought along with the Confederates. So the Lumdees and the Cherokees, um, it was never a great relationships at that time. Lumdy being having a lot of African ancestry, um, and so far and so forth. But yeah, that's my fun fact of history for today. But yeah, man, like I said, anything is possible um, if you want to fight white supremacy. Sometimes violence is the only communication um, to violence, and that's basically what he said. That's basically what he did, and he followed on upon to, and actually he was successful. Um, you know, he uh, he kept fighting. He kept, even after the Civil War, he was still fighting the white establishment. So I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out, big out to the Lowry family for having that type of ancestor that really, really, really cared and really, really was putting in that work. Definitely that was my today for the fun facts of history, and I would definitely get with you guys um, with another video, maybe about it, maybe another one. But like I said, I'll hit you guys up with another one. All right, one.